Yo, what's good? It's Skano. Your president is. This dude is the epitome of hypocrisy. I swear he's like a 12-year-old kid trapped in an 80-year-old body. Him and South African president, Ervil Ramaphosa, they met in the Oval Office. And Trump pretty much just blindsided him with these allegations of, white genocide that's allegedly taking place in South Africa. And, basically accusing, Ramaphosa, his officials, of turning a blind eye to this supposed genocide. If you didn't know, the majority of landowners and farmers in South Africa are white. The laborers, black. I just find that to be a weird dynamic. But based on, colonization, South Africa is some form of democracy. If I'm not the most politically inclined, but I think it's some hybrid of democracy and, for all intents and purposes, it's an extension of, our government. But woo woo. And I've as far back maybe, I don't know, man, some years ago, at least 5 years ago, I've heard these rumors, whispers in our media, and this talking point will come up from time to time. It's cyclical, you know, as far as these whispers of white genocide, and these black rebels, these kill squads that are, targeting and victimizing, slaughtering entire, white families of these landowners and farmers, to take back what they feel was taken from them unjustly, through colonization. And I think they would have a good argument, So all the sympathies that I'm seeing, and I must say, what demographic that's coming from. Americans, you know. And these sympathizers, are horrified and taken aback, that these white farmers are being targeted, you know. I have a question, though. How did these white farmers and landowners come about owning this land in the first place? I'm asking for a friend. Anybody know? It wouldn't happen to be genocide, would it? And on the other hand, what's happening in Gaza? Is that not a genocide? I mean, like I said, I'm just asking for a friend. Well, like I said, man, I've been hearing, and I do believe now. Ramaphosa says that there are, incidents, random occurrences of violence, but he disputes the claim that there is a full-blown genocide, much less that, South African officials are turning a blind eye to it, But if that were occurring, I mean, I think that would be divine retribution, don't you? I don't know. But I think Trump should be more concerned with, maybe U.S. farmers, because they are being crushed under the crippling weight of his tariff war, So I think maybe you should just push that to the side for a while. South African business is South African business after all, But I do find it ironic, man, like I said, that this dude closed down the borders, but he claimed, these people are refugees. They, they are under political oppression. it just fucks my mind up that America went into Africa, colonized certain parts of Africa, and obviously Africa has some hand in it. And, I do believe the general consensus among the native South Africans, the black ones is what I'm saying, that land was taken from them. It was ripped from them. They were displaced, they were murdered. That's how that land got into the, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, this is just natural selection and things just sorting its way out. If you ask me, if it were actually a genocide taking place, I'm not condoning a genocide or any type of violence. I'm just saying, divine karma is. But as I said, man, this dude, Trump, it's like he's reading from a handbook, how to fuck up a country's economy. And he's following it to a T. This dude is a lunatic, man. He is, But in other news, and this is, as I said before, I'm not into celebrity gossip, but the Remy Ma and Papoose, situation. That just emphasizes what I've been saying about, the marriage rates and why many men, particularly black men, are shying away. They're tapping out on marriage. And this is a perfect example of a majority of modern women who have abundance syndrome. Enough is never enough. And seeing all these celebrities going through, from Scottie Pippen to, like I said, Papo, you pick a name. These men who are, what more could a woman ask for, right? Status, wealth. Yeah. It's not enough. And so if this can happen, if you can't make a woman happy and you pretty much have everything to offer her, what the hell do what do women really want? Well, they want everything. You know what I'm saying? They want the whole world. They want the universe all wrapped in a pretty little bow. And you better deliver that. And if you can't, she'll find someone. You say, well, that's impossible. Well, welcome to the modern female's mindset. Where utterly ridiculous is always possible. Listen, it's over. Men are tapping out on marriage, like I said before. I think the phenomenon that's playing out, I think many of these women marry a sponsor and they keep a dude on the side. That's the main dude. It's not the husband. The main dude is the dude that, they really want to be with, but they marry a man for financial, you know what I'm saying? A benefactor. And they'll juice them for everything they can. And all the while they'll have, it's not a side dude. A side dude is disposable. This is the main dude, And they'll be dealing with these the entire time. They'll juice the hubby, juice you for everything, treat you like shit. You get no respect, and all the while sliding until, they use you up, suck you dry, and then file for divorce. That's what's going on now. You know what I'm saying? So, man, get hip to the game, man. You're not her only one. And women don't marry out of love. I think men do, though. I do. And that ain't working out too well. Shout out to all the happy married couples. 216 Scano, you already know.